From Transformers Age of the Primes, it is the Maximal Big Convoy. Yes, it's a mammoth of a toy. Okay, bad joke, but fitting. So Big Convoy was actually the leader of the Maximals in Beast Wars Neo. And now they are putting him into Age of the Primes. A whole new mold. Have to say, the original mold, not my favorite. A lot of shell forming, parts forming. I'm hoping this one's going to be better. Now, I would do a comparison to the original, but the original went in the purge. But I may, for scaling, show you a black Big Convoy next to him. We'll see. But I'm going to break this guy out, go through him bit by bit, and we're going to have some fun along the way. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, thanks for coming back. I got you snowed. No, I'm kidding. I appreciate it. So, let's get ready to have some fun with Big Convoy. Be right back. Now, as you can see, there's a nice picture of him on the front and his mammoth mode as well on the back. You can see his mammoth mode, his robot mode, and he's playing with weapons. Now, I'm glad he's not one of 13 primes. However, what a lot of people know in the Transformers universe who've been fans for a while is that Convoy is the Japanese name for Optimus Prime. So when Beast Wars went over, they called Optimus Primal Convoy. And then when they had Beast Wars II, their leader was Lio Convoy, who had a face that looked a lot like Optimus Prime's. This one also has a face that looks like Optimus Prime's, and he was called Big Convoy. And I think they had a council of convoys. I don't remember exactly, but that's kind of a cool concept. Kind of like the 13 primes, but a little bit different. So let's get this Beast Wars Neo toy out and see what he's got in his trunk. Maybe some junk. All right. There will be bad jokes all throughout this. So if you take a look at him on his cardboard, you can see he's got this whole big piece here, which maybe attaches. He's got accessories down here, including his tusks. And in the box, there is shitty piece of paper. Let's get rid of that. Instructions, we'll need those. And the box, you don't need it. But it is time to unleash Big Convoy. So let's first get off, shut up Logan. Let's first take off his weapon, which as you can see is like part of his entire back, but there's a gun in there. And I'll show you what that relates to looking at a black version of this toy. So I know some people complain about repaints here in the US, but pretty much any popular toy in Japan is going to get an additional repaint in black. I think I still have a black Lio Convoy. No, there's a clear one. The only reason they didn't do it for regular Convoy or Optimus Primal is because he was already black. But they did do a clear one and a red one. So there's Big Convoy in all his glory. And let me just get all this plastic crap off my table. And we don't need that. All right, let's take a look at the instructions because there is some assembly required. Now, in the old days with Transformers, it would come, for the most part, fully assembled in whatever mode they happen to be in their package. Yes, there would be additional accessories, but those would not be necessary to complete the form that it was in the package. Now, I guess they're trying to slim down the boxes, something like that. But in this bag, we have that little weapon thing, a tusk, and a gun. Now, apparently, you can take his tusks and add them below his fists as additional weapons. Okay, not loving it, but there's worse things. His gun goes into his hand. I know that's a shocker. Also, like the original, you can swing these down and pull out these little club type things. So when he's punching, he can cause damage. It's been so long since I've seen the show and I didn't see all of it that I'm guessing that they were just clubs. He also can use these as batarangs for reasons, but okay. Now the tusks are supposed to go here, and now that I put them there, they will probably never come off. I'm not going to use them as additional weapons. His gun, if he doesn't want to hold his gun, can plug into his back. Now if you pull this piece out, it looks like you can plug the entire gun assembly into his back as well. If you open up his leg areas, you can attach the red grappling hook batarang weapons right there. Of course, his whole really big weapon came off. You can also pull down his chest to reveal the Matrix of Leadership, or a Matrix of Leadership. How many of these he got going around? Which he can then hold in his hands and say, "Now, light our darkest hour." Cool, it's like a flashlight. So I'll put that away. Now you can bring his ears/tusks back and then aim them forward to bring those back a little bit. And then with his major gun, you can pop these pieces out, turn them forward, take this tail piece, fold it back, unfold this piece, swing that out, pull out this post, and then straighten out this. And if you straighten out his arm, you can hold it like a weapon / walking stick, right? I think plus it'll go like that. A lot of steps just to get a really big gun. So not counting his really big gun, from head to toe, this leader class is about 7 inches, which is about par for leader class nowadays. And he does look a lot like the original Big Convoy. I wish the gun was a little bit easier to deploy. The really big gun just seems like a lot. Now this is not the regular Big Convoy. This is the Black Big Convoy, and he's got similar accessories. He's got a matrix. He has this big gun here, and there's a missile that normally goes in there, but I think I put that away for safety. He's got missiles here, very similar to the ones for Beast Wars Megatron. And he is about 7 inches as well. So they're similar in size. This one just looks bigger and has less junk in his trunk, a lot more dust, but he just looks a little stouter than this one. And this one has bigger tusks. Genetics, you understand. But let's see, we're gonna remove all these pieces. I don't think we necessarily need to remove the leg pieces, but we'll find out as we go along. But before we get into the transformation, let's get into some posability. Again, as a mammoth, he does have a lot of kibble, but he can do a full toes up Jean-Claude Van Damme. So good for him. He does have ankle swivels, which the original did not have. Kicks forward, kicks back, depending on how you have these feet positioned. Can do a side kick, split side kick pretty high, bends at the knee. He's got this nice little plate here that can cause some extra damage. That's usually a Decepticon thing. Swivels all the way around, twists at the waist. Yes. So again, depends on how you have. If you have these down here, makes it much easier to swivel at the waist. Arms fall off. Well, pops right back on. It's one of those slide into place things that have become so popular nowadays. But I do have to say, trying to move his arm all the way around has a tendency to wiggle it out of there, so just be aware of that. But he's also got the butterfly shoulders, so these push in quite a bit. Arms can go out to the side, bends at the elbow, swivels, fists, twist all the way around. So a good amount of posability there. But yeah, those moving forward, I guess that's partially for the matrix, but also you can move them back, which may also be part of the transformation, but you can move the shoulders back. And the head can turn all the way around. Now, unlike the original, you can't close these ears up. They're stuck out there permanently. They can nod a little bit, go back and forth. All right, now, apparently the instructions show removing the tusks before transforming him. I don't want to do that. But this is enough steps that I also don't want to bumble through it with you guys watching. So I'm just going to bumble through it. But I was wrong with enough force. These things pop in. I just don't like forcing things too much pressure because bad things can happen. So there he is in his mammoth mode. And I have to say the transformation was a little easier than for this guy. But I took those out and I don't see a way to put them in. But yeah, not a lot of posability. The legs move a little bit. You can kind of see a little bit of the Big Convoy robot parts in there. But not bad. Definitely some posability in the trunk. I did not find any junk. And I did end up having to switch these because I could have had them in wrong. But it's pretty cool having a brand new Big Convoy. And if you count from his trunk to his tail, he's about 9 inches. So pretty nice, pretty nice. Again, I'm not sure where these could go. I got one in there. If I put one on the other side and then put the gun in, there we go. There's your storage. But you can move his ears back and forth. Not a ton of posability. There usually aren't in beast modes. But not a bad figure. Pretty fun. And again, easier to transform than I was anticipating. So probably could have showed you, but there's other places to see that. But yeah, fun guy. Not fun guy like mushrooms, just fun guy. But if you are having fun watching these reviews, by all means feel free to subscribe, that'd be awesome. And there is a link in the description for you to get this guy if you are so inclined. And while you are mulling over this woolly guy, you can actually check out this video over here, which is a versus review between Lio Convoy, the original, and his later legacy version. And we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.